vision, and our values. Okay, so we help brands and startups to resonate with their audiences affordably and efficiently. Okay, and we apply branding, digital e-commerce, and design capabilities to enable brands and startups to develop world-class skills and abilities and meet their consumers' needs efficiently. Okay, what helps us achieve this is following our value system with integrity, honesty, cooperation, constant learning, and principled entrepreneurship. So we start by doing the right thing. We depend on each other. We develop ourselves and others as a team here, and we drive efforts like an entrepreneur, and we deliver the results that we commit to our clients. Okay. Now moving on to the main part of the presentation. Okay. So what is the new content marketing funnel? Okay, this is an era of AI discovery and AI research and all, and that is where the audiences are. Of course, AI is not everything, but it has significantly changed the way consumers are discovering and interacting with brands, and everything in marketing hinges on content. So when we are talking about marketing in this new age, we have to understand where our content is going, how it is getting used by different platforms, how it is appearing across different touch points, and what value users in their journey are drawing from it, so that we can appeal to them better, and we can make sure that they associate with us in a positive way. Okay.
Shruti, just one more thing I want to add is that
Yeah.
content is your way. Content is your way to train an AI model about yourself.
True. That
So
is also
so
true.
so yes, you write content to leave a lasting impression on your audience. But today we are living in AI world, and this is your bit that you can do to train the AI models. So create in-depth content and do it in such a way that AI finds it useful. So that's the way. So the whatever content you create has to be your take.
True.
Your take doesn't mean the inaccurate information, wrong information. Your take means that how as a company you are addressing that information or that subject. So that is something which is very important, and the one plus point of doing that is that by this you create a unique piece of content. See, internet is full of content created which is rewritten. So somebody created something, other people write on the same subject, they reference that, and they create another version of it. But content more or less remains the same. But when you create your own take, you create a unique piece, and because it's unique, it will find it will find mentions, or it will find the good wavelength with the AI models.
Absolutely. Very true. When I said that everything hinges on content, this is exactly what we mean. Okay. Content, yes, of course, you want people to take certain action, and that is what you communicate to them. That is how you persuade them with content. But they will not take that action until you make a very convincing case for yourself. And for that, you have to educate them. You have to kind of flex a bit. You have to teach everybody about who you are and what you have for them. Okay, so Avinash pretty nicely summarized it. So yeah, now coming to the next part. Okay, so right now we are living in an era of unprecedented content. Okay, every day, every moment, people and brands are adding to the content we are seeing online on our social channels and all that. But what we are seeing, that there is a growing dissonance between content that is being uploaded, because everyone is creating content, and the actions that they want their viewers or readers to take. Okay, in fact 58% of US Google searches last year, they ended without a single click. So you're doing all this work, you're putting out content that may be ranking among the top 10 SERPs, but then nobody is clicking and coming. That is the reality we are living in. We have to accept that at this point, just because you are getting traffic, it doesn't mean that you are getting a lot of revenue out of it. Okay, a spike in site visitors Okay, it does not mean anything if your funnel is actually not optimized. So you have to make sure that not only are you getting people to visit your website, but you also make sure that you have structured the entire journey and your content is kind of shaping that journey for people, so that you can capture their attention, you can nurture them, and you can convert them into paying customers. Okay, and AI tools, okay, this is becoming the new homepage. If you look at something, even Google, okay, you search for something, Google will give you an AI summary, and then you have things like ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude, and other things. So they are kind of intercepting the traditional journey that we have been used to for so long, and that is changing the funnel in ways which we had not anticipated even 4 years ago. Okay, so be prepared. You have to understand where people can come across you, and you have to optimize your content so that you can appear to them at the right point of their journey and say the right things. Okay, and not only what you do deliberately, but also the conversations that are happening about you, okay, about your brand, that is also equally important here. Now, what next? What we have seen is that 47% of buyers consume significantly more content during consideration than any other stage. So once people get to know you, they see your ad and they are like, okay, fine, these guys exist, and then the research starts, then the consideration starts, then they kind of take in what you represent, what you are offering them, and they do the research, what others are saying about you and all. So this stage, this is what we call the consideration stage, okay, between attracting somebody's attention and converting them into paying customers. This stage is extremely important. Yet what we are seeing is most people, they think that it's enough to just, attract attention, or then we start telling them, please buy. This is not the right way. You have to really think logically about how people are interacting with you in the consideration stage, and you have to prep them likewise. Okay, and understand this, even in the entire planet, when you consider the whole world, even then you will have finite number of customers. So you cannot have a marketing strategy which presupposes that we are going to keep acquiring new customers. That will happen, but eventually you will hit the wall somewhere down the line. So you have to make sure that you can retain customers. Also remember this, acquiring new customers means you are again fighting with other brands. Okay, they are also putting their messaging out there, they are also vying for attention. Never stop looking for new customers, but also don't neglect retention. Okay, a mere 5% in retention can actually grow profits by almost 25%, and even in some case to 95%, as studies are showing. Okay, so this is what the funnel is right now. Okay, and you have to understand that the old ways of doing marketing and using your content has to change. Okay, so have you evolved? Okay, so how is it happening? That is what we are going to see next.
Actually, Shruti, what happens that most of the brands, find it very easy to identify top of the funnel questions
True.
because they are very obvious. Okay, uh, but the point is that the real customer pain, those questions come in the bottom of the funnel, and those are very difficult to identify, and it could be different for every brand, or maybe for example, for your solution, the bottom of the funnel could be very different than your competition. So you need to address accordingly, and for that, brands need to talk to customer, look at the reviews what people are leaving on other brands page and things like that, and that's what most of the people miss. People are scared of negative comments, and negative comments are the gold mine for such things. Okay, so the thing is that this is one area which most brands neglect, which is the bottom of the funnel, middle of the funnel content, and that is something where the gold mine is sitting, and that also showcases your the in-depth knowledge. So, for example, let's say if somebody is looking for a company for a solution, the case studies could be consideration phase or middle of the funnel kind of a content. But most of the brands don't even create case studies. If the case studies are there, there is not enough detailing there. So those are the big questions which people leave unanswered. And yes, you draw customer's attention, but after drawing customer attention, you let it go because you don't have enough meat sitting at the bottom of the funnel or middle of the funnel.
True, absolutely true. And this reminds me that there was this ad a couple of years ago, and it was about a cement brand. And the ad was this very attractive young woman wearing skimpy clothes, and that was the ad. Okay, like there's this woman, and the tagline is, "This is special. So this is our cement." Like, see, that is exactly what Avinash is talking about. It is easy to attract attention, but then beyond that, what do you want to do with that attention? What are you proposing to them? How are you going to guide them? What is it that you want to tell them so that they take the next step? That is what is missing in a lot of marketing strategies right now. And with startups booming, this is becoming an even bigger problem than before, because people are starving for getting attention, but then they don't know what they do once they get it. Okay, so how is it that we are going to change this? Okay, this is what the funnel is right now. Okay, first, let's look at AI. Google will always be there, like any sort of search or discovery. We cannot discount that. But what we are seeing is that AI is also becoming increasingly entwined in this journey. Even when you talk about Google's AI summary will come up. So that is something which you have to acknowledge. AI today is the first touch point, and we are looking up things even personally as customers ourselves. We are looking up things. We are asking for recommendations from AI engines, and your customers are doing the same. Okay, in early 25, ChatGPT actually crossed 400 million weekly visitors. That is humongous. Okay, you cannot keep that out of the equation when you are creating a marketing strategy. And you understand this, AI engines, they're not like normal Google searches which just throw you, like if I search for something like give me 5 best lipsticks, and they will just give you 10 blogs like that. No, they actually understand the context, they summarize, and they actually give you that answer. So they are intelligent, they recommend. So you have to engineer your content in a way so that the AI actually recommends you. Okay,
And Shruti,
understand this.
just
Yeah,
to just to add here, and that's where the gold mine is. Suppose you are a
yeah,
lipstick
absolutely.
brand. Suppose you're a lipstick brand, and you list 10 lipsticks, and probably all those 10 are from your brand, and you give a real reason why. Don't just say that because it is my brand is the best. There has to be a reason why it is the best.
Yeah,
Gone are the days when people used to say it is the best because it is a brand, it is branded. No, AI algorithms are thinking things. If you say this is best, you have to state the reason why. What is the value proposition that your product is offering? And once you offer that value proposition, AI will take that. And AI will value that perspective that you have given that perspective, and they may use that perspective to make their answers better.
true. Very true. In fact, if you like look at the screenshot, okay, I simply asked ChatGPT that recommend like tell me what is the best anti-dandruff shampoo for summer, and look at the kind of summary it has given me. Okay, on top we have something that this is the brand, and like Avinash said, it is giving me a reason why this is good. Okay, so it is like mild and sulfate free. Then the next one, it is like it has zinc based something, and then the third one is like a budget friendly everyday kind of solution. So before I even decide to buy, let's say after seeing this, I go to Amazon or I go to my kirana shop to buy it, I have already formed an opinion. Okay, by the time a prospect is coming to you, they have already shortlisted something, they have eliminated things, and they have a a definite impression about your product or your brand, okay, based on how AI is representing you. So this is extremely important that you answer this. Okay, Google AI overviews are now appearing in majority of informational searches. Okay, and this will just increase. Hmm. Brands that have not optimized themselves for this kind of discovery by AI tools, they are going to be invisible unless they're the really like big ones. Then I think for the small brands especially, they will probably lose their visibility and their relevance, and this is something which they have to understand and deal with a lot of seriousness. Okay, because the market is getting extremely crowded now. Another thing, we have the AI, then we have the zero click reality. People today just don't click anymore. They look at things, they get the information, then they just move away. They may not even visit your site because the AI summary is giving them a lot of information, at least enough for them to take a quick decision. 58% of Google searches in the USA on desktop end without a single click, and I am sure all of us are doing the same thing for a lot of things that we are searching on the internet. Mobile zero click rates are even higher, and buyers are making decisions inside their AI interfaces. They are not even coming to your website to check all the product details or look at the pictures or everything. They have already formed an opinion. But this does not mean that you completely give up on SEO or content or anything. Okay, there may be other ways by which you can take advantage of this. See, we recently did this with one of our clients in the US. We helped them gain more visibility for their stores at the local level. Now, what happened there is that people saw their store, people did not visit the site, but they turned up at the store and they started shopping there. So, these things also you have to keep in mind, because number one, it can lead to actual footfall. Secondly, the perception that AI or these kind of summaries are creating, that is what matters for your brand's reputation in the long run. Okay, and traditional click-through rate metrics, they are now misleading. You may be getting a lot of traffic, but what is the point if everybody is coming to your site and then they are not doing anything? Okay, brands that are optimized for AI citation, they win in this zero-click environment. Okay, see, here I have given an example. If I ask Google, like the best picture winner for at the Oscars in 25, okay, so I asked, is it a good movie? I want to watch a movie and I want to ask Google that whether it's a good movie or not. Now it is already giving me what is known about this film, that this is an award winning film, it's a good film, it's shot beautifully, it has great music and everything. This is the Rotten Tomato score, and it is also giving me some reviews and other things. So before I even get a ticket for the movie, I have a clear idea about what to expect, and based on this, which is a very flattering summary of the movie, I will go and watch it. Okay, so you have to pay attention to not only what you are talking about yourself, but also what others are talking about you. Okay, that is the whole picture here. So what does visibility mean in this age? Ranking on Google is, it's there, okay? It is not the be all end all anymore. Okay, because if you are visible, but if you are not getting cited by AI or recommended by AI, then you are losing out on a lot. Okay, so click through rates on one hand losing importance, but AI citation frequency now is becoming more important. And keep in mind this, okay, the generation that is coming up, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, and the ones that come next, they are growing up in this environment. They are growing up in this AI first environment. So you have to make sure that your brand is, optimized for the AI age, because this trend is not going anywhere. This will be their primary discovery search behavior. So keep this in mind and optimize accordingly. And understand this, AIs are very, very selective. They have to get proper context. They will see if the content and everything makes sense, it's logical, it's structured, it has clear information, and make sure that it is consistently credible. Okay, so quality here is non-negotiable. Earlier people just used to dump a lot of keywords in a piece and then call it a day. It is no longer right that you have to do a lot more today. Okay, because search engines, AI systems today evaluate the whole brand as an entity, and when they find that this entity is credible enough, enough people are saying good things about them, and this entity has enough information which I can understand and I can then again convey to the user, they will stick with that brand. Okay, and generative engine optimization, this is emerging as a distinct discipline today. Okay, see this example. Okay, if I ask what are the best lipsticks for Indian skin, it is already giving me a list in the AI summary. There's every chance that I will not go to Maybelline's website or Mac's website, but I may buy one if I go to a shop, or I may order one from Amazon. Okay, and look at the kind of content that is getting cited there, these kind of reviews. Okay, and among the big ones here, Maybelline, then Mac, which are very big brands, we also have something like Sugar, which is a very new entrant. But whatever they are doing, they are clearly placing themselves up there with Maybelline and Mac, beating out Lakme. That is huge. Okay, that is what you have to prepare for. So next we have the AI systems. Okay, so what is it that the kind of content that AI systems are actually looking for? What will make sense? Okay, first it has to be structured and scannable. Okay, you cannot post a block of text anymore like that. You have to have clear structure with H2, H3 headings, bullet points, short paras, examples. You have to have direct answers so that when AI machines scan you, they can find the answer to the user query right on top, or even when users are searching for you, they can see their question being answered right at the beginning. Okay, comparison tables, very very important, and in the consideration stage this is of paramount importance. Okay, and topical authority across multiple pages. This means that on any topic, you have to niche down firstly, and you have to kind of educate people in a holistic way. Okay, so you can let's say you are a marketing company, like Brandloom is a marketing company, and we think that we are going to talk about Instagram. So we create an entire cluster of topics around Instagram. How to market on Instagram, what kind of posts perform well on Instagram, what is Instagram SEO, how to run ads on Instagram. So what happens is that when ChatGPT comes and scans our site, okay, they'll see that okay, this website has a lot of information on Instagram, so they are probably an authority on Instagram. If something is being asked about Instagram, I will refer to them. Okay, and this is not new. Okay, this is not new, this is exactly what we were all recommending for the SEO age also. And right now Google's EAT signals are even more important. They directly influence AI content selection, so make sure that the SEO best practices are getting applied. On the right side here, okay, this is exactly an example of what kind of content gets cited. If I am asking for the top 3 best video editing apps, this is what will come up. Okay, this is the answer, this is one of the answers that got cited, and when I clicked on that link, this is what I discovered: a table with 3 clear distinct entries about 3 apps, and then a summary of that. Okay, so this is how AI works today. The more you update, the fresher the content, the better, and follow the schema logic everywhere, because the faster AI can scan you, the faster it will index you and show your results to its visitors, and the faster people see you, the more people come to you, and it becomes a cycle.
Yeah, actually,
Okay,
one more thing I want to add here is that for AIs, for AI platforms, the middle of the funnel or bottom of the funnel content is more valuable
extremely important.
than the top of the funnel content.
True.
For a very simple reason, top of the funnel content carries definitions, middle of the funnel or bottom of the funnel carries then how to do it, why this, why not anything else kind of a thing. So this content is very, very useful. This helps you build you as an authority. So think from that angle, and that's why it is very, very useful and very critical.
Yeah, absolutely. See, when Amina says that top of the funnel is kind of easy, okay, it's like, you know, creating some sort of very catchy ad or a visual, or even paying a celebrity to talk good things about your brand is easy. But once you get that attention, how do you make sure that it actually translates to revenue, or you actually build upon that, is something which a lot of brands don't have a plan for. And that is what we are saying, that go beyond that attention stage and do something more. Okay, understand this, the modern funnel is non-linear. Okay, earlier we had this very linear model of attention, interest, desire, and then action. Nowadays it is like a lot of different things are coming. First, awareness content, it just doesn't attract, it also feeds every stage. Okay, so let's say you get attention, then people go to the consideration stage where they read up about you, you inform them, they look at reviews and other things. Okay, then we have the intent based pages. If somebody is searching for, let's say, how buy white shirts. Okay, so and your website has something like, best white shirts to buy for summer or something like that, then that's an intent based page. Then they generate authority signals, and let's say you have this whole topic cluster about what shirts to buy. Okay, then that actually signals the whole machine that these guys are authority, and that again feeds, that again loops back to the awareness stage. So your discovery happens by the people who are searching for something like this. Okay, then we have the conversion data. Once you get the conversion data, initially when you start running ads or people come to your website, they start buying, and you get a hang of who is coming and what they are doing, what is working, what is not. Then using that data, you start tweaking your strategy. So your awareness stage also gets tweaked. You will understand what new platforms to be visible on, how to nurture people, what kind of ads will work. And that again,
Can you do
keeps
8 minus
feeding.
9?
No,
Can you do 8 minus 0?
no.
8 minus
uh,
0?
Avinash,
Yeah,
I
continue,
think,
Shakti.
yeah. Then we have the testimonials and reviews. Very important at the conversion stage and consideration stage also. We have to understand that people will talk about us, people will post reviews, and I think it is pretty well known. People won't just go by the nice things you say, they will look at if anybody is vouching for you. So testimonials, reviews, UGC kind of feeds, these are very, very important, and they also feed the awareness stage directly. People may see some interesting review, and then they may come and check you out. And 47% of the buyers, they consume significantly more content at this consideration stage. Okay, so you have to make sure that this middle of the funnel and the bottom of the funnel is also working in your favor. Okay, then also understand this, that if you have everything happening in silos, your whole content calendars, or the kind of content that you're creating, very, very different, they don't follow any structured way of doing things, or they don't have any consistency in the voice or the tone or anything, then this will not work. AI is looking for unified, consistent kind of high quality signals. That is what you have to give it. That means content you are producing as well as what people are producing about you. Okay, so then we come to the next stage, getting discovered by humans. This is the first stage. Okay. Awareness today is happening across multiple surfaces simultaneously. You are looking at ads when you go out. You're looking at ads when you read the newspaper. When you are turning on your phone, you are seeing an ad. That is all these touch points. Awareness is happening there. Okay. And you need to put up educational, non-promotional content also, because that is what builds authority, that is what educates people about what problem they may be having, which they have not even thought of yet. what is the solution that you are providing to their problem, how you are doing it, why is it good for them, and everything. Okay. And on the emotional side, the founder led content, especially in the startup age, is emerging as a very, very important driver in the top of the funnel stage. Okay. That is why people talk about why they made something, how they came into it, and all that. Because people connect with people much better than, non-living brands connect with. So this is what we are doing. And then we have the entity authority. Okay. Right there, with the topics that you decide to write on, the kind of content you're generating, you start nurturing and building these entities. Okay. And again, these entities, when they become strong enough, they get cited by everything, they become more visible. That again aids awareness. And AI citations or mentions, very important today in the first stage of the user journey. They again feed the awareness stage. And branded search growth signals that awareness content is working. If after you start doing all these things, you are doing your social media, you're doing your SEO and other stuff, and then you see a rise in people doing branded search, that is, they are searching more for your solutions or your services with your brand's name, then that means your funnel is working. Okay. So make sure that everything is working in sync. Okay. And remember this, like we have said, clusters always more important. It signals authority. So instead of having that one 7,000 word blog on, how to select the right shampoo, have 5 different blogs covering different facets of it. Then you are doing the right thing. Okay.
Yeah, and Shakti, this why the bottom of the funnel and consideration middle of funnel content becomes very very useful, because that actually helps people. Just telling people that hey, I got a shampoo is not enough. You need to talk about what could be the benefits of that shampoo, what are the features of that product and things. All those things actually help a person take a better decision. Okay, so when you are doing that, when you put that information, when you start to do that, that's when the AI start to value you more. Okay, so yes, AI started as brand biased, and big brands will have a advantage over smaller
True.
brands, but please understand that initial edge the brands had is actually slowly starting to go away. Like there are smaller brands who are getting mentions because they are doing extra work, they are doing hard work of teaching customers, educating customers, sharing information why somebody should buy their product. Well, that's what they can do, and that's what is finding a lot of usage with AI models. So gone are the days when CPG companies were not creating content. They were not their websites were unattended and not even watched after what is happening. Those days are gone. Soon consumer is looking for the best solution for each and everything, and this trend is only going to get bigger and bigger. So
Yeah.
that is an opportunity for new brands. Any new brand you want to get into any category, do good stuff, create good product, share with your customer why that product you created, share the entire story, provide what are the benefits accrue with that product, and why should somebody buy and trust that thing. And I think you are home.
Yeah. And I would again like to say here is that when Avinash says that this is only going to, this is going to stay and this is going to get bigger, like I said earlier also, we are in that age where generation, Gen Z and the subsequent generations, they are growing up with this. Okay. This is kind of natural to them, and they are going to be your future customer base. So you have to make sure that whatever you are doing feels natural to them, and this is what is natural to them. Okay. Remember that screenshot that I showed you, where I had asked about lipsticks, and we had Mac, we had the giant ones like Maybelline and Mac, and then there was this very new brand which has come in as Sugar. we did not see things like Lakme or Garnier or something like that. Okay, so why? They are putting in that extra work, and as a result they have displaced one of the big ones and made their name in the top 3, okay, in that particular AI query. So that is where we are going. So the middle of the funnel, very, very important, and this is where you want to pay a lot of attention to comparison content. Okay, people are going, see, people have limited budget. Okay, they will buy one thing, maximum 2 things or 3 things, and the rest they will discard. So how do they come to that conclusion? They are evaluating brand and products. Okay, so this is the place where you start building up trust signals, and this is also the stage where you give it to them in black and white. Okay, 47% of buyers significantly consume more content at this stage, and AI tools cite structured comparison pages the most. If you go to Flipkart today, or on a lot of Amazon pages also for products, especially for gadgets like phones and all, you will see a lot of them come with tables. Compare 3 different phones. That is what AI is looking at, and it is recommending based on that. Okay, returning visitors are more. Okay, and this is a strong indicator that the consideration content that you are putting out there is actually valuable. People want to know more before they make a purchase, so pay attention to this part. Case studies, like Avinash once said, case study is very, very important, and we have to make sure that we get case studies, we get testimonials, UGC and everything. Also start building your authority, get recommended, participate in questions or discussions on Reddit, Quora, LinkedIn, Facebook, wherever. Just make sure you are not overtly salesy. See, the point of any brand doing marketing is not to just sell. Okay, that is always there, but you should actually try to help people. So when you are participating in discussions and all, try to be helpful. And this is where what Avinash said in the beginning of this live session, your point of view comes into play. Have a perspective, have a clear point of view, because that is what actually gives people value. Okay, so talk about that. And then email capture in this consideration stage is extremely important. Ask for sign-ups, ask people for newsletter, convince them to leave in their info with you. We are not saying spam them with pop-ups or something like that, but in subtle ways pick up their information, because with that information you can later nurture the leads. Okay, now the journey from intent to conversion. Okay, once you are in the consideration stage, you have to understand where is this intent, what is the intent of the people. Okay, why are they searching for something like buy white shirts? Chances are a white shirt is someone is a very fashion conscious person, and a white shirt is a fashion staple. It's a must have in any wardrobe, so they're looking for something like that. Chances are they are looking for that perfect shirt for office wear. So these are 2 different types of people at work. So how are you going to create something which is of value for them? Okay, so understand their intent, because these are high value audiences. If somebody is searching for best white shirts, then probably they are in that headspace where they want to make a purchase. So nurture them, educate them, but make sure that you are prepared for them when they come to you. Lot of people actually drop off from pricing pages that are not optimized. Recently we audited a prospect's website, and what we saw is that they have like web traffic in lakhs every month. Lakhs of people are coming to their website, but they are dropping off after like around 20 seconds, 30 seconds, like that. So whatever SEO or other content oriented stuff they are doing is only doing half the job. It is getting people to their website, but the content funnel is not optimized, so they are immediately dropping off. So all the hard work that they are putting into attracting attention is not paying off. Okay, another thing, ROI and ROI calculators or interactive tools. Okay, you may see a lot of websites if you go and search for something like calorie counters for the day. How many calories should I consume in a day? You'll find a lot of results, and when you go on these websites, you will find calculators like that. Okay, now these significantly increase conversion intent. When people see that, okay, I need to increase my calorie intake or I need to decrease my calorie intake, and your site may have that kind of diet plan for them, then chances are they'll take that diet plan, or at least they will check it out. Okay, so have these kind of calculators or interactive tools that people find useful, because they actually give people that sort of subconscious push to engage with whoever is providing that tool. Okay, reviews and testimonials, this is a no-brainer. People want to see whether you are trusted by others, and that matters a lot when they make the decision. And AI will cite pages with content about pricing, alternatives, reviews. So X instead of Y, these kind of searches are actually on the rise. Okay, so clear proof signals like your testimonials, your UGC and all, then features, pricing, alternatives, all of these should be covered in your content. Okay, and like we said, branded search growth is a direct KPI of effective intent stage content. If you can actually educate people better, they will come looking for you. Of course, nothing works as good as a good product, but then you also have to inform people about it, you have to educate people, so that together you become the authority and people keep coming back to you because they know you by name. They associate what they're looking for with you directly. And then we come to the loyalty part. Okay, beyond the sale, once people have converted, what then? So then you nurture them, you go to email sequences, retargeting, landing pages and everything. Look at your sales data, look at look at increasing conversions. Okay, and remember this, that at this stage, okay, unclear CTAs, slow website, bad messaging, misaligned messaging, and poorly structured landing pages will kill conversions. Okay, so this is something which you have to keep in mind, and make sure that your follow-up sequences for the retargeting campaigns are also very specific. Okay, so you can say something like, somebody has expressed interest in buying a shirt and a pair of shoes. They bought the shoes but not the shirt. So you can then follow up with them and say that, price drop on this item, and there's a chance they may convert. Okay, then we have A/B testing, very very important. Know which is which version of your ad, your website, your email, whatever is working, and then tweak your strategy accordingly. Okay, handle objections very intelligently. Okay, this directly has improves conversions, and the conversion content that you have, okay, that should incorporate that. If somebody is thinking of buying something, okay, what may be the objections that they're dealing with in their mind? They may be wondering about the price. They may be wondering whether the item will be shipped to them fast enough. They may be wondering whether this is good quality or not. So for the first thing, if they are wondering about the price, you can say that you have the best offers. If somebody is wondering whether it will reach them on time, say that shipping, you will receive this within 7 days. If somebody is wondering whether this is good quality or not, show them the reviews and testimonials. Okay, so handle objections efficiently, and if you have customer support or something also, definitely look at that. And look at revenue per lead. Okay, you have to change the way you track also. Yes, you don't stop tracking ROAS, CTR and other things, but along with that, look at how much revenue your sales or your items are contributing to, because that is the final test of marketing. Okay, so tie your revenue metrics to your marketing metrics. Okay, now What is it that you need to do? On Brandloom's behalf, we say that for this new age, you keep the focus on three SEO pillars: SEO, AEO, and GEO. All three pillars, okay? Search engine optimization, answer engine optimization, and GEO is okay, generative engine optimization. So, if somebody is asking something, make sure your content is ready to be cited by AI. Make sure your content is ready to be featured by the AI summaries on Google, and of course rank as high as possible. Okay, entity alignment across all these pillars amplify the overall visibility for the brand. Okay, look at things like consistent terminology, look at topical depth and structured content signals. So some, if you have, let's say you have a term for uh, referring to a certain type of service. Okay, uh, use that term consistently. Okay, if you want, I'll give you an example. If you want to refer to your customers as something like, let's say, Nikeans, use that consistently. Topical depth, so create topic clusters and educate people about various facets related to that topic, and obviously follow the schema logic. Make sure your content is structured, and all these signals are consistent across SEO, AEO, and GEO. Okay, and the brand that masters all these three pillars, they will be very hard to displace in this new age. Okay, because they are the brands which will keep building their authority across all touch points on Google, on AI summaries, on ChatGPT and other kind of AI engines. And when you get cited by all of them, you're visible across the spectrum, then you are everywhere. Okay, you have built your foundation well. Okay, and also keep in mind the metrics for understanding where this is going have to change. AI citation frequency, very important. Scroll depth and time, just CTR won't do. See for how long people are staying on your page. Okay, and how far they are scrolling. Content driven lead volume. Okay, and lead quality, this is something very very important. If people, how are people discovering you, and whether they are, after going through your whole page and everything, whether they are signing up with you or not. Okay, revenue per lead, another very very important metrics to track. So understand how, it is good that you are acquiring customers with a very minimal kind of price, but it means nothing if they don't keep generating revenue for you. Okay, so revenue per lead is something you have to track. Customer lifetime value, like I said, it doesn't mean anything if the customer just shops with you and then drops. Okay, make sure that they stay with you. And understand this, for 58% of B2B marketers, they report a better sales and revenue from content marketing. So this is extremely important, but I want to assure you, this is not exclusive to B2B companies. For D2C companies also, this is equally important, because we have seen this play out with many of our clients. Okay, create good content, make sure it is aligned with your business goals, make sure it is going to contribute to your revenue and all. Make sure your content throughout the user journey is actually optimized for the new age, because that is where good things happen. Okay, so when we close this, we ask, okay, these are the 5 questions we always ask. Is your content structured for AI citation or just for human readers? You have to do it for both. Are you investing equally across all funnel stages? Just investing in awareness or retargeting is not enough. Do your bottom of the funnel pages, pricing, alternatives, reviews answer buyer questions directly and confidently? Because this can, really convince people to take the plunge in a favorable way. Are you tracking revenue metrics or just the traffic metrics? Because traffic may not translate to revenue, as we see. And does your loyalty content actively feed back into your awareness stage or not? This again, check whether you're getting reviews, whether you are actually getting people to stick to you for a long time, because there also you have a hold mine sitting, which you can use later for your other campaigns, and also retaining the customers, making the customers keep shopping with you. Okay, so these are the 5 questions that we close with, and now let us look at the questions that we have. So, Tanmay is asking, are brands losing control of their narrative to AI platforms? I'm not sure whether losing control is the right word or not, but definitely, see, a lot goes on in the AI world beyond every brand saying that we are the best, we are very good, because AI also takes into account what others are saying. So, I won't say it's losing control, but I would say rather uh, it is more customer friendly, let's put it that
See,
way.
Shukti, I would say slightly differently, Shukti. The brands who don't curate narrative, they will lose control over narrative. The reason is this, that generative engines like ChatGPT, they will create content. So if somebody asks, how is this brand? It will answer. It will answer 100% of the time with full confidence. It will answer. But if you are a brand who is not creating narrative, who is not curating narrative, who is not encouraging their customers to leave review and feedback, then the narrative will be created by AI, and yes, they will lose. But if you are being proactive, if you start to curate it already, you create your perspective, you create your version, you ask your customer to leave reviews on multiple platforms, and you build visibility, then you will not lose the narrative. So essentially, you have narrative in your control if you curate your content, if you curate your narrative. If you don't provide anything to AI, AI will generate. It's generative engine for that reason only.
True, very true. Yeah, and here, like, to just add to this, this is why we say that pay attention to your branding. Okay, your core is the core of your narrative is your branding. So pay attention to how you're positioning your brand, and have a clear understanding of what you need to do to enforce that positioning. Okay, everything flows from there. What we are seeing is that a lot of brands, they come with this mentality that okay chalo, let us do the campaign, and branding is something which we can do later. It is not a very helpful approach, let's put it that way. And you need to pay attention to how you are positioning your brand, because that kind of sets the lens for the perception of your brand. Okay, so yeah. Next, we have one by Onu, which says that what do you suggest for brands that have fewer things to focus on the EAT aspect? For example, new brands without enough testimonials, reviews, or clientele. See, you have to start somewhere. Every brand starts somewhere, and to be honest, see, there is actually a term for this. In sociology, we call these perennial problems. Anytime something new comes into being, whether it's a generation or a company or something, we always hear this, that times are tougher than what they were before, and that is always going to be the case. Okay? But you start somewhere. So start collecting reviews and all that. But in case you want to know what to do while you are collecting reviews, start building really high quality content, which means that start giving out high quality content which is well written, well researched, uh, quote good credible sources in your middle of the funnel and bottom of the funnel kind of content, and make sure that you are coming across as an authentic, honest kind of brand which actually has people's interest in mind rather than being mercenary. I think that will be a good starting point. What do you think, Avinash? You are on mute, Avinash.
Yeah, Shakti, I agree with you, Shakti. I completely agree with you.
Yeah. So that is where we are right now, and yeah, I think that is it for today's session. So next time we will be back with something which we think that CEOs and CMOs actually will find very interesting. So come back next week, and we have something exciting for you. And Thank you for being a part of our session. Bye.
Thank you, everybody. Bye bye.